Hi there YouTube, Sad Womble here. I want to talk about a little bit of legislation that's been set up in the UK, which has been nicknamed Cinderella's Law. And it's basically, it makes emotional abuse of children illegal. Now, the problem with this, at a basic level, is again, and you're not telling me feminists aren't behind this, again, what we're doing is we're taking social convention and social norms that are enforced by society and making them into legislation. Now, the danger of this is basically that, things are becoming illegal to do. And so now, it's now going to be illegal to make your child sad, because that would be injuring their emotional behaviour. Now, the concept and the design of the law, the reason for it is basically so you don't lock your child in his or her room for 23 hours a day and beat the living crap out of them and make them miserable. That concept I have no problem with. However, we've already got laws for that. We've already got child abuse laws which you could use for that. But no, they've invented this new one for behavioural abuse. Now, this is going to be very interesting because basically if you make a child cry, you are behaviourally abusing them, you bastard. So, okay, my child wants to stay up and watch Doctor Who. But my child's only 3, and I don't think it should watch Doctor Who, so I send it to bed. You bastard, Dad! I'm going to report you! You're emotionally abusing me! Yeah, okay. So that's going to go down well. And, of course, I won't buy them a PlayStation. Oh, that's abuse, because all their friends have got one, and all they're going to do is cry and be sad. And so it goes on. And on and on. How do you discipline a child when you can't basically, take control of their lives? Because, and you will make them sad. They do something wrong, you have to tell them off. And what happens when you tell a child off? It gets sad. That's emotional abuse, people. Oh, yes, that's emotional abuse. And, of course, the problem is not necessarily that the child will report it, although I dare say that's going to be somewhere that'll be able to. There'll be some sort of anonymous whistleblower's line. But of course, what happens if next door hears child crying at all hours of the day or night? What happens if the next door neighbours see you smacking your child? Well, that's technically child abuse, which is a different thing. But basically anything that makes your child sad will count as emotional abuse. Now, the other thing that actually then starts to amuse me about this is that in the modern world, obviously there's a huge number of one-parent families. And of course, all those one-parent families the majority of them are single-parent families, are female. So you've now got all these women who are disciplining their children because you have to instill discipline. And, oh dear, now how are you going to get round the hypocrisy of one of those nasty, evil, men making their child sad because, they deserve the book thrown at them because they're just evil and nasty and naturally they just want to kill their children because they're that nasty. Or, of course, you've got the little fluffy love couplets of mumsies who are just gorgeous and lovely. Oh no, what you're a woman and you've made your child cry. Oh, that's okay then, it's a woman, she wouldn't really. Yeah, okay, how's that going to go down then? Is this potentially going to be a law that is either ends up just falling apart because, child cried, can't disagree with that, child cried, man, oh, evil bastard, put him in prison, no, preferably after he's been castrated. Or woman who made child cry. Oh, but you're a woman, so that's okay. Clearly, the one single factor would be that the child had cried. So this is going to be interesting because this is a law that's going to actually affect women. Because, it doesn't matter who makes a child cry, the child has cried. Therefore, the child has been emotionally abused. Yeah, interesting times ahead. Emotional abuse, Cinderella law, yet another piece of ridiculous ridiculous legislation invented by the wishy-washy nonsense feminist lobby, because, you know, they just do this kind of crap. Rather than working out how to dig a better road, they all sit round in the coffee mornings working out how to make men's life miserable.